Hey, top of the morning to you guys. Just want to come to y'all and talk to y'all about some things that I had to find out too um about mental stress. I know a lot of my brothers and sisters suffer from it, and sometimes are scared. Sometimes they're scared to admit it and accept the fact that sometimes they are dealing with stress and it's mental. I'm here to tell you, everything is possible to conquer. A lot of the stress comes from a wound of a parent. Um, if you think about it, if you're a woman, um, basically, okay, I'm gonna put it like this. Say, for instance, your mom, right? When your mom was in your granny's womb, you were in your mom's womb. So your granny bared two kids basically at the same time. You wasn't conceived yet, but when your granny conceived your mom, you were already in her womb. So whatever stress your granny had was passed through your mom down to you. And these are proven facts. Like women are born with their with eggs and ovaries already. So 9 times out of ten, well, it ain't no 9 times out of ten. You and your siblings were already in your mom's womb when she was in your granny womb. So that's where the stress line comes at, right? So in order for you to break that stress line and break it from passing down to your kids, you have to eliminate the stress within you. So once you eliminate that stress that's within you, you break the cycle of the mental stress that us as Africans suffer from throughout the years. So if you think about this, our ancestors that was enslaved, we have stress all the way back from there. But see, when you're aware of these things, that's how you cut it off. Um, and it's simple to do. It's just an inside job. Peace, love, and happiness is an inside job, like literally. You can't work on it from the outside in. You got to work on it from the inside out. So what I'm telling you is sometimes you have to nip it in the bud, so to speak. And when you nip it in the bud, it's not passed down to the next generation. And that's how I look at things. We have to look at things like that. I stay stress free. So therefore, the stress that I have, well, I don't, I stay stress free. So therefore, when I go to bear a kid, I won't be passing no stress through the woman to her womb and adding it to the stress that she already has built in her from her generational line. So that's how we need to start looking at things, and we can eliminate problems. I mean, because it's true. That's just what it is. Um, you just got to sit down and think about a lot of stuff, and look how we stress over things that we shouldn't stress about, how we worry about things that we shouldn't worry about. But when a child is born with no worries or no stress, nothing can harm, deflect, or penetrate that child mental. And that's what builds a strong mental. And that keeps the mental stress away. Because regular stress, it turns into mental. The longer you hold on to it and you think about it, it becomes mental stress. It's no longer physical, it's mental. And it's something that we deal with. And when it get mental, we like to box it in and close it up. And we can't do those things because we destroying ourselves from the inside out. And when we destroy ourselves from the inside out, we have the capability to destroy other people. And that's where violence kick in. I ain't scared to admit I was in a stress. I was in a mental bind at a time of my life when I suffered from those heart attacks. I had to check myself into a mental hospital. I was in a mental hospital for almost 2 weeks. Um, I had to reflect on a lot of things in my surroundings. I started looking at people around me and started realizing I'm not supposed to be here. The situations they have is way beyond what I'm dealing with. I can fix my stress, and I don't need this place to do it. So I found different ways of working through what I had to go through. I'm no longer stressed out. I don't really care about a lot of things that normal people care about because that's where you hold your stress at. You see what I'm saying? For instance, went to the laundromat and I had probably about I got some expensive stuff and I don't like bragging about it because I'm not no longer indulging in stuff like that. If I'm gonna wear anything, I'm gonna wear something that my people's made. Everything I got on my people's made, except these flip flops. I ain't gonna lie, I like my flip flops, but yeah. But I went to the laundromat and I did some washing. In the midst of me washing, I'm back and forth in my car, reading, messing around on my phone. So I left a load of clothes in a washer. When I transfer my clothes, all my clothes from the washers to the dryer, I forgot one washer. That one washer had probably about, I'd say probably about $700-800 worth of clothes in it. It was a few pieces, but the pieces were expensive. I left them. I finished drying. I got all the clothes that I had put in my dryer, and I left. So I gets home, and I was tired that night, so I didn't think about folding my clothes. So I got to my clothes a couple of days later and started folding them and started realizing I had a lot of stuff missing. So make a long story short, I went back up to the laundromat to see if some of the stuff was there. All that stuff was gone. Now, if that was probably about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I probably would have tore that laundromat up. I probably would have kicked over every washer and dryer in that laundromat and went to jail. But I'm in a better place now, mentally, physically, no emotionally, because I don't really deal with emotions. But I'm in a better place now. So I just laughed and I said, you know what? Somebody probably need that stuff and they probably gonna look better than me in it. So, things like that don't bother me anymore. And I just want you guys to know, that's one way that we can eliminate stress. It's through ourselves, so we won't pass it down to our kids and they won't have to live a stressful life like some of us had to until we figured out the proper way to live. And that's all I'm gonna say today, man. I'll probably get back on here a little later. I just want you guys to hear that, man, and let you know I love y'all. Peace.